Welcome to the Restaurant Guru. I'm here to help you make more money, save you time and reduce your stress. This is the Masterclass series episode 2, where today I'm going to be talking about focus groups. And focus groups are a brilliant way to illuminate the scene. But I hear you ask, why is it that with so much pressure on the cost of living crisis, finding decent staff, Brexit and so on, that this geezer is promoting the use of focus groups, asking me to use my time to do research rather than spend my time dealing with the day-to-day issues? Well, the reality is that focus groups can point you in the right direction, can help you clarify the situation so that you can see clearly what needs to be done. It's a very effective way of using your time. The other thing too is that focus groups are expensive. They tend to be charged at something like £3,000 to £4,000 by research companies, but you can do it for free just by following my guidelines. And at one point I'm going to talk about a discussion guide, and you'll find that you can have a link to a complimentary one at the end of this session. So, what is a focus group? Well, essentially, it's a group of 8 to 10 people that you gather together. They spend 60 minutes talking about issues which are important to you, things like how to make the restaurant more appealing to particular groups, like families or older people or younger people or larger groups. It can cover a whole range of issues. In the first instance, however, I recommend that you focus on your regular guests, the people who know you best. That will allow you to get A, their enthusiastic support, but B, they can give you real insights based upon their real experience over repeat visits. The discussion guide, as I said earlier, there's a complimentary one available at the end, but the discussion guide should talk about the pattern of their visits, how they feel about the dining experience, the service, the warmth, the atmosphere, the way your menu changes. Does it change enough? Should it change more often? Who are your competitors? Where do they go to when they don't go to you? And how do they compare? What are their strengths and what are their weaknesses? And what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses? These people have been spending their lives going to restaurants. And we're talking of people in the 35 to 45-year-old range. That's where I'd start. But they've been to many restaurants in their lives, and they've got lots of experiences that they can share. So kick ideas around. Get them to suggest new things, new ways forward. In terms of recruiting them, as I said earlier, you'll have a little trouble because they are patrons of yours and therefore there's a bond. But make sure you pick a convenient time, a time to suit them. Ideally, I don't know, something like pre-shift Saturday is quite good, or pre-shift Sunday. Emphasize that it's 60 minutes. People have got issues on weekends, so it's 60 minutes. Try not to mix the genders. Men and women see restaurant experiences quite differently. So men, for example, are more interested in food quality and value for money. Women more interested in cleanliness and quality of service. Also, ages, don't mix up the ages too much. Keep them in small bands like 35 to 44. 25-year-olds see the world very different to 55-year-olds, to try not to mix them up. Rather than sit scribbling through it, please record the session, but don't forget to ask people's permission before you do that. But it's really worth sitting down and then after the group, listening to the recording, make a note of the key points and then make a note of your action points. So that you can then move things forward. I guess that's about it, really. If you've got any questions, or if I've skipped over things, because I've got this thing about being on the one hand brief and on the other hand concise, so if I haven't been concise enough, give me a ring. As I said, follow the link to get a free discussion guide, which will be a good starting point for you. I mean, every restaurant is different, but at least it will give you a format to work on. Do check out my website, The Restaurant Guru. You may find something of interest in there to you. In any case, I hope you found this interesting, and I look forward to you coming back for episode 3. Okay, all the best. Bye bye.